Live.
You're live.
Okay, Troy says we're live. We're live.
I'm all in.
Guys, today's kind of a special one. We're having the whole Fisher family. As crazy this is going to be, this is something I've actually been waiting for a long time. So I'm excited about it. Hope you guys have some awesome questions. And just like always, just ring in with your questions, and Troy's going to kind of give them to us as they come in. And so we'll try to get to as many as we can. But anyway, so Dad, Austin, Trevor, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Welcome. Austin, he's got the tiki torches in the background there.
Hey, if this doesn't go well, I'll extinguish one of those torches for you. Okay.
I'm not ready to come over there myself and just the tribe has spoken.
The tribe has spoken. I'm not afraid. I'll do it.
What do you? I seen some PBRs there. Is that what we got going on?
Yeah, get a blue ribbon with every can, so
There
you
go.
can't
There you
go
go.
wrong.
Dad, the old school vintage
Old school BV.
BV and the old school photo behind you. That was
The whole fam family. See that?
Look at that. Look at that. First question that I have, Dad, who's your favorite son? First question I just read it.
Me.
That's
That's
easy.
easy. Me.
Boy, the weather it's getting really rainy out here right now.
Oh,
It
man.
depends. It actually depends on the day. I'll let you know about the time we tune off.
I've got a delete button right here, so I imagine I
Oh,
kinda,
we're losing connection.
we're losing connection here.
Yeah.
So Austin, throat punch 34. You kind of went silent there for a while. You got to give the people what they want. Where's
I
throat
know.
punch 34 going?
I know. Well, I was working every single day, all day, and it's hard to really be happy about posting when you're just at work all day, and you're not supposed to have a phone out for one, so you kind of got to be sneaky about it. But
True or not true? Austin?
Safety first. Safety
True or
first.
not
Yeah.
true? Did you actually cut cardboard cutouts in your crane to black out the windows so no one could watch you watching movies? Is that true or false?
that's absolutely true.
That may or may not happen.
Yeah. You gotta
Wow.
get the cardboard. You gotta get the good tape so it doesn't come off with the
Good
heat.
call.
Oh yeah, you gotta. It's an ordeal. The struggle is real. Okay.
Lot of
It's not easy to
potential.
watch Netflix.
Lot of potential employers just left the conversation.
I just love how he backed up his last thing. Hard to post when they don't allow you to have a phone at work.
Well, you can
You
kind
mentioned
of
throat.
get it on there, and then you kind of just watch out the corner. You don't really touch the phone. You just set it up and let it do its thing. So Netflix, you don't have to touch it.
Trent, you mentioned throat punch 34. Back in the day, I believe you picked the number 34 for your age.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think the viewer needs to know. The viewer needs to know us.
And
Yeah.
that was correct. That was your intention, right?
It could have happened to anybody, for one.
Didn't we find out later that you actually weren't 34 years old?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Gosh,
I
what
was
is
just
this
checking.
here? Oh,
Shots
yeah.
fired. Shots fired.
That is priceless.
Yeah. You got me. Okay. Take down the roadblocks.
Oh man. Hey Dad, I got some stuff, just some questions and stuff as far as maybe just the heritage, as far as when you got into hunting. Talk maybe just a little bit about that, like growing up a little bit and how you got into hunting to where you pass it on to us.
Well, I started out just shooting a recurve at a pretty young age back in the early 70s. Well, actually a little bit before that. And it just developed from there. I just got my first compound, and when I started hunting, I was really successful right off, and I was hooked right from the beginning.
Copy.
I was too.
Okay. Oh, yeah. But then after you did the compound, you never went back to the recurve at all, did you?
You know, I didn't. I ended up here a while back. I have a longbow that I've been shooting. I'd like to. I wouldn't mind shooting tradition a little bit, but I don't know. I'm getting too old to change in my ways. You know.
Yeah. No,
Well,
that's. Go
didn't
ahead.
Grandpa used to shoot recurve?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad did, and he was a heck of a shot. He got hurt in the woods when I was 8 years old, and he couldn't shoot a bow anymore. He got paralyzed, but I think that's mainly he kind of got me into it, and then when I started getting you boys into it at an early age, and I knew that wasn't long you guys were hooked, you know.
So
Well, I remember our first bow was a little red recurve bow.
Yeah.
I
went
think
to
it was
all
a
three of
bear.
them.
well,
Yeah, they were.
Go ahead, Dad. Sorry.
They were. I think I started you out with some little myrtle limbs, and
Well,
I
the
just
wooden ones first, yeah.
made your own bow, and just went from there, and just wanted to see if it developed any, just see if you guys would enjoy it or not. But we used to go to quite a few shoots. I don't know if you remember all of them, but
Well, that was my next question. As far as it's kind of a claim to fame that you have, that you guys kind of started the first archery shoots, honestly, not just around here, but almost anywhere. There would be people from Portland coming down, and a lot of different people that came down. And the cool story that I love is you guys would make the targets out of cardboard and then glue them together, a bunch of pieces of cardboard, and then draw a whole size elk or deer on them and cut them out with a chainsaw or jigsaw, wouldn't you?
yeah, we would glue several big pieces together so we could just make it 3D. We would stick, like, we had a big black panther, and we put it up in a tree, and we would put black carpet on it, and in it we made them as real as, you know, they look pretty good. We kind of had a couple artists in the bunch, you know, and
Right.
we did a lot of hole plugging, but they'd only make it about one shoot, and then we would blow right through them and have to be working on them again. So until they started coming out with, you know, the ones we have, they've really been advanced this day and age, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a ton of questions coming in, and thank you guys so much for doing the questions. We're going to try to get to as many as we can. So keep your answers. Try not to go too long on this. First one here, Karen Hardgrave. Any of the wives involved into hunting?
I could answer.
Yeah, Trevor and Dad.
Yeah, I could answer that. I got my wife Becca involved 2 years ago, and she loves it. I mean, we're hunting together. You know, we're planning our next hunt right now.
My wife's she's been hunting deer a lot of years with me with a rifle for blacktail deer. She's killed maybe five bucks.
Some nice ones too.
Yeah,
She's a better shot than we are, actually.
Yeah.
She's a sniper.
Yeah.
And Raylene, Austin, Raylene's killed some bucks too.
No, not really. She's not really into it yet. We went out a couple times. Apparently, I'm a terrible teacher, so we went out a few times and had some close calls, but never really got it done. So
my wife,
you saying shoot it.
it was a little bit like, there's one, shoot it, and she's trying to find it in the scope, and it's pouring down rain, and I'm just kind of got too excited, and I needed to just calm down a little bit. And yeah, so but we've had some fun.
Copy. My wife, she's been hunting with us a few different times, but she not too into it. So which is fine. So, but she likes eating meat, which awesome. So we eat a lot of elk and stuff like that. So
my wife loves cooking it, so I love that.
Lucas Hall, have you guys talked about doing a trip to Alaska for moose or bear?
A lot. We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking to win the lottery someday, or
Yeah.
You know, or maybe the Wish Upon a Star Foundation or something.
I keep waiting for Ed McMahon to knock on my door, but I don't see it happening
It's
anytime
got to have a
soon.
boat.
You playing the sweepstakes
No, that's
off?
right. It's a little tricky.
Is that your retirement plan?
It really is, yeah. Got a lot of
Yeah.
eggs in that basket.
That's an IOU.
Oh man. Matthew Allen Outdoors. Do you guys hunt in Eastern Oregon for elk? We may.
Me and Dad did one time.
Yeah.
We may this year.
Yeah.
We've
No,
done it.
off
We've
and
done it
on.
a
It's been
couple
a
years.
while because a lot of people like to watch the Roosevelt stuff. So we usually kind of, when we're in Oregon, we kind of home towards the Roosevelt side of things. But things might be changing here this year. There might be some Eastern Oregon hunts. Hopefully, some really, really good ones too. So we'll see.
We all have a lot of points, and we're looking to cash in. So
Yeah.
Speaking of points, today was a rough day for the Born and Raised Outdoors. Cody never drew his Wyoming tag, so
Oh no.
we are regrouping,
painful.
figuring it out now. So
I believe he
100%
put in for the $1 million special draw too, didn't he?
yeah,
Jeez. Yeah.
no go. So here's a
That's
good
okay.
one, and let's try to speed things up if we can just think of some certain memories here. What's the best Fisher family hunting memory each one of us have?
I guess I would think Austin's elk was pretty memorable. I mean, we never laughed so hard in our
my
life.
favorite. Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite for sure.
Copy.
That was fun.
Wyatt, what's yours?
Uh,
He's real talkative.
it's probably when we went. It was the first time that I went bow hunting with you, and we were in the thick timber, and that bull came in. I was back like 15 yards from you, and he came in so close that we could hear him breathing. And I was raking with Uncle Cody, and that was probably my most memorable.
I remember I shot the bull and it runs out there and takes off, and it was just getting dark, and Wyatt was pretty scared, weren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I had one of those moments
Look
when
for him and you-
Dad took me when I was a little boy with him and Ed, and he goes, "You stay right here," because he knew I would screw it up stepping on a limb or something.
You still do.
And I swear he was gone for probably a minute or two, and I felt like it was an hour. And I got just so worried that they weren't ever going to come back.
Oh man, no, that's
I
it.
think-
One of my favorite was Dad and I going to work that morning, and when you shot that big 6-point, that was pretty cool. Just how
That was
Pretty
pretty
amazing one.
exciting.
that was exciting. That was exciting. So, Austin, you already commented. You're good. You're good.
I had a memorable one for all the wrong reasons. Looking back when I was 13 years old and got that mule deer with Dad. And,
You're
with the
gonna pick
rifle
on me for that, aren't you?
that big buck. Well, I was looking at pictures of that the other day, and I was in MC Hammer pants that were like bright pink.
100%.
Oh
Hey,
gosh, it was brutal.
I almost died in MC Hammer pants one time. Remember? I was
And
drowned in
now
repost
my hair tonight looks like I'm Vanilla Ice. So
yeah.
That's
what are you
too.
gonna do? Some things never change.
I was gonna repost that picture, but I was afraid they'd shut down our Instagram account. So,
It'd probably double the viewers.
Cody Venalstein, who's the better elk caller, Trent or Trevor? Probably Trevor.
Probably Trent.
Casey Hunter, Trent, can you recap where you were at and the feelings you had when your son shot his bear? That is the highlight of my spring content. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Casey. The cool thing about what we have, and that's kind of what this whole episode is kind of about, family, right? And not only is Trevor and Austin and, Steve is part of our family. Cody is part of our family. We have an extended family as well, but as you guys have seen a lot of our content, we're pretty family oriented. And it was cool as a dad and as a father. There's a certain amount of pride, I think, for every single step, that either your son or your daughter or whoever takes. And I think that, it was awesome that they got to be there. I've been there on his first steps. I've been there on his first buck. I've been there on a lot of firsts, and anyway, that they were there on his first bear, it's something that's special, and it's special to him as well. And so I wasn't bummed. I mean, yeah, I'm always bummed because I'm not there on for something for anybody, but at the same time I thought it was pretty cool that we have such a family and such a tight-knit group that it was just second nature to totally just be totally okay with them taking him out and doing that. So I was on a different hunt. They actually called me on the phone that night, right after Wyatt called me on the phone, right after he killed it. And anyway, so got to talk to him. It was pretty cool, but special. It was a special moment for, I think, everybody involved.
Hey, Oz. So when he asks us a question, he cuts us off and says, "Keep it short," and then he goes on and releases a whole novel with 3 parts.
I could have elaborated.
I'm pretty sure I saw him glance at his little notebook that he has, and go back and keep answering. Yeah.
Wow.
See, yeah, there.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
just
let's
realized,
keep it going, guys. If you're new, if you're just tuning in, if the shenanigans are going on, if you have any questions, we're gonna try to get to all of them. But I'm just gonna start pouring through them. I don't think the white notes are gonna so the tribe's gonna kick Austin off way before that. Nate, I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about doing my first Colorado elk hunt this fall. I'm not sure if I want to do archery or rifle, though. I hear it will be easier for archery season. Could you help me decide?
It depends if you're a good shot or not.
Dad?
It's a tough question.
I would answer by just go ahead, Dad. Or you got something?
I would pick up that bow and shoot it a while and just see if you've got the confidence to make that shot. I mean, if you can put a group of 30 yards in there pretty tight, and but it's not a slam dunk. I mean, you could go out there and hunt hard for 3 years and never get a shot at something. I mean, it's whatever you.
I will say, just as much as important as shooting really good at 30 yards is being able to make a bugle sound.
Yep.
If you can do those 2 things, get to where you can make a bugle sound of some sort, doesn't have to be perfect, and then get to where you could shoot a group at 40, then you have a good shot at making something happen in a bow season. I went elk hunting with the rifle my first year ever. And I would say have quite a bit of quote unquote elk knowledge. And last year I felt like it was my first year ever hunting, because it was a totally different way of hunting an elk and finding an elk and killing an elk. And I will tell you, I had a rifle in my hands and it wasn't
Clint
easy.
Eastwood just walked in.
What was that?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it.
I got into the Hunger Games there for a minute.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Austin, I think Austin's house is burning down. I'm not real sure what's going on.
Austin was setting up a smoke signal that
it seemed like a really good idea to sit out here by the campfire until the wind just changed and I couldn't see anything.
Oh man, Nate from Life Outdoors. Nate, miss you, brother. Anyway, old loggers are like regular 20-year-olds.
I love that man. I haven't even met him yet.
Stephen Mork, did Throat Punch lose his Carhartt sponsor? What's going on? I heard that was a pretty lucrative deal for you, wasn't it, Oz?
Still got it.
He still got it.
Oh, I love it.
Some things never change.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Are you? I figured you probably were.
Yeah, one post every
Apparently,
6 months.
yeah,
I'm sure you'll have it, Oz.
Probably you have to post a lot more. I don't know. It's crazy.
Unless you want to work 40 hours a week.
That's right.
You know, one hit wonders, they got a record deal too. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Milli Vanilli.
Oh, the tribe has spoken.
Travis.
Daniel Roberts, what is it like from Wyatt's perspective on his bear hunt experience? A lot of bear hunt questions, Wyatt.
Yeah.
What's up, Daniel?
Well, when on that bear hunt, it was really like, I didn't really know what to expect because I've never done a lot of bear hunting, and I've never really seen many bears out in the wilderness. And so we were just walking along glass and then coming back to the one spot, and Steve looked up and seen that bear. And I got excited, but like I tried to stay as calm as I was, or as calm as I could be before I took the shot. And so I was trying to stay calm, but it's like sometimes hard to stay calm, especially when you're seeing a big bear, or well, I didn't really know what kind of size bear it was at the time. Didn't
I
really.
didn't either. It turns out it was giant.
Yeah,
It
it did look pretty small, and so I got it in the scope, and it waited for the right position and stayed calm, and then squeezed the trigger nice and easy, and then that's when I got excited and I was really excited, and I was bummed that Dad wasn't there, but I was glad that I was with Uncle Trevor and Uncle Steve, and glad that they were there. And it was good to hunt, not to make this sound like offensive, but it was good to hunt without kind of you there to learn.
You're sleeping
from
outside.
He told me
Sleeping outside.
he didn't want you there, Trent. I didn't want to say anything, but
Wyatt, I completely understand. I completely understand.
Proud dad moment when you said, it was good. Good he wasn't there. It was really good. No,
rite of passage.
Right? Yeah, I think Wyatt sees it the same way. He's excited, I think, to hunt with your uncle and stuff like that too. So, oh man, Toby Weaver, Trent, do you ever miss cutting timber and being in the woods every single day? I will say there are days. There are days that there's something about cutting trees that you can do work all day, and all of us, everybody on this screen, minus Wyatt, he's obviously has cut timber once or twice in their lives, and so for a full-time job. So there's something to being able to look back and see what you did that day, and the pride of that, and then the pride of the job that you get done. Yeah, but what I do now is I love what I do now, getting to do this and possibly influence people to do something that they didn't think that maybe they could do or something. It's man, this is a true blessing. So.
And Dad, you're still cut trees today?
Yeah, about 40 years now, sawing trees down.
I know my favorite day of cutting was when you showed up and it was blowing about 40 miles an hour and you didn't have to feel guilty for taking the day off. Go home. Love those days.
Everybody's got their favorites.
Too windy, let's better just head home.
Better bail.
What are we gonna do today?
That day where you sit in the pickup and just drink coffee and just chat for about an hour and then go, well, I guess we'll just go on home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little windy. Let's just get it out of here.
The wife really loves that too. When you go home and you put that big 0 down on that calendar.
The old time card.
Yeah, that's why you blame it on your cutting partner.
Yeah, good call.
He broke down before we even got there. I don't know what happened.
Been the worst partner I've ever had.
There's ways around that. Yeah.
So Craig writes
in. Not invited over to the house.
Craig. Hey, T-Baller, huge fanatic of the Bro family. Just curious if Trent would embrace the nickname Triple T or Turkey Time Trent, which is still Triple T. Oh man, I miss you. Can't wait.
It's
Craig's
just,
gonna
it's
come
just
down.
like elk hunting.
We're gonna do some bear hunting here in just a couple days, so I cannot wait to see that guy. So yeah, if you guys are just joining us, if you guys got some questions for us, throw down some questions and we'll try to get them answered as many as we can, guys, here in the next while. So I
just realized my hat looks like that guy on Tiger King's hat.
Austin, I was looking at it. It looks like the guy who walks around the forest and goes here.
He does. He does. What's his pepper bottom?
Oh, you know it's a tree by the way it is, or whatever. I don't know.
I love
You
it.
don't know what I'm talking about, Austin?
Is he squatch hunting? I don't know.
Oh my goodness! No, he's not hitting
Haven't
on
seen
any
that
trees
one
or anything. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, okay.
We're done with this.
I mean, I've done a little squatch hunting in my time, but
Tony Casto asks, "What lake are you guys boogie boarding on in the picture, Dad?"
Actually, that is, if you can see it all there, that is
10 Mile.
Lakeside, not too far out of Coos Bay, Oregon.
10 Mile Lake. So that's where Austin's at too.
10 Mile Lake.
it's where I
Yeah.
live. Yeah.
North
That's what I'm
Lake.
talking about. Okay. Couple more
That was
questions.
That was like 3 or 4 years ago. There,
It was.
your kid's aged pretty fast.
Yeah, that's me
Yeah.
there in the yellow life jacket.
I'm
We all
hol-
grew full
I'm
beards.
I'm actually holding
Full
Austin's board down. The tip of it started rearing up, and we wanted to get the photo with all of us.
How long ago was that, you think? Austin, what are you? Probably
Austin looks like he's about 7.
7 or 8?
Austin's probably 8 years
Probably.
old in that picture.
Is that
Yeah,
30
I'm sure
years
he can
ago?
almost swim.
Jeez, I'm not that old, Trent. No,
I know.
well, I was throat punch 34 when I was actually 33. So right now I think
Carry the 2.
could have happened to anybody. All right.
Yeah,
I-
you're
Yeah,
just planning
I'm
for the next
35
year, right?
now, so it was. I was probably about 28 years ago, 27 years ago.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Trevor, I had to get a concealed weapons permit because of those guns I was wearing there on my arms there back.
And with that, he had to leave.
I love it. Yeah.
I missed everything. All I heard was Trevor.
Oh,
And
God.
You had to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh man.
yeah, I'm so upset that I just missed that.
Wapiti Whack asks, when you're hunting with a bow, what's each of your maximum shot distance on elk? We're gonna not allow Austin to weigh in on this one. So
Well, you know, a lot depends on that question. Is he fronting you full frontal or is it broadside?
well,
There's a lot of
Is that
variables
for-
there.
Or is that first shot, or is that a wounded animal?
I'm guessing he wants first shot. I'm guessing first shot.
I have a sliding scale.
Yeah.
I have my.
Depends on how-
I'll start it off. We're kind of getting a little jaw locked here, I guess. Mine is 60 yards, so I have a sliding
Yeah.
sliding pin bracket, but it goes 20 through 60, and then I can slide my sight. But 60 yards for an initial shot for me is the longest
I'd say
that
60.
I'll take.
Yeah, I think the longest one that I shot and killed was 63 yards. I don't shoot really over 60, really.
I feel a little more comfortable
Here
a
we
little
go.
farther than that.
97.2.
No.
You know, I
Yeah.
shot Bigfoot one time at 101 yards at an archery shoot.
So you're pretty consistent.
Good.
Yeah, you know. He's about
No, that-
13 feet tall, and I hit him in the armpit. So I'd say I'm ready to shoot that every time.
And in Austin's defense, there's an artery up there. There's
There is. Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of
It
the,
just I'd say it depends on how much you practice.
Yeah.
So Indian Flatlander old man weighs in, says, going on my first time elk hunting in Colorado this year. Do you carry a sidearm for bear, and what caliber if you do?
I have before. I carried bear spray when I was in Montana. I'm always trying to decide bear spray versus a pistol in grizzly country, and I think next year I'm going to carry a pistol after watching all those grizzly bear attacks in what was it, Montana last year. There was several of them that said that they attacked and then later they attacked, and I think I would use my entire spray within the first 10 seconds, and then what are you going to do? If you missed with the spray, so
I guess there was another attack I heard just this last week or in Wyoming, guy shedhorn hunting.
Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah,
might be wise to do both, pack bear spray and a weapon.
Yeah. We've rarely hunted in grizzly bear country, just a few different times we have, and I've always packed a gun. But yeah, the bear spray, statistically, they say the bear spray does a better deterrent than the gun. But I don't know. There's something about
statistics say you're more likely to die on the way to the airport than actually in the flight. I got a cousin of mine. Well, I had this cousin.
Would you rather put your head up the bull's butt or just eat?
Thanks, Lord.
Look at a T-bone by sticking your head up the bull's. What you take the butcher for
it?
Austin, what are you drinking in that can?
Oh, PBR. You get a blue ribbon with every can.
Cool.
Yeah, people have been asking too what we've been drinking. What do you got?
I don't have it.
Thought you had some.
No.
Didn't you have some root beer? Well,
I used to have some root beer until I left the house for a little bit, and a bear came in and ripped the fridge off my porch and drank all the root beer.
it could have happened to anybody.
Literally drank it all.
Dad, what do you got?
What's that?
What are you drinking?
I got black velvet and orange juice actually right now.
Trevor?
I'm doing a little Buffalo Trace. This isn't all Buffalo Trace, but yeah, there's some.
Copy.
Hanging out with my brothers. Poured a little extra heavy. Get through the hard times.
Real mature.
Hayden Abel says, what do y'all think of long range? Hey, Hayden, how's it going, buddy? What do you guys think of long range muzzle loaders?
Never shot them. I mean, I've shot a muzzle loader, but never a range one.
They're not legal to hunt with in Oregon, and so I haven't spent any time playing around with them.
Copy. They got muzzle loaders now, I think, that can reach out to almost 1,000 yards from what I've heard. It's crazy.
Holy cow.
Crazy.
I don't have any experience with them.
Copy that. Hunt to remember outdoors. Solo hunting mainly with a bow. Once you get a bull coming in, are you better off raking or calling to get him to commit?
Both. I would say raking will close that extra distance if they're hanging up.
Not me.
But I don't know.
Dad?
It depends on the elk.
I would say both too, and I would just say depends on how brushy it is, what you can get away with. Sometimes really tearing up something really helps a lot. I mean, but what if you're not a very good caller? Rake.
Well, yeah. So my answer would be, as far as every elk has a personality of its own, and if whatever you started out with to get him to respond to you, I would keep with it. Whether it's raking and breaking sticks, or whether it's cow calling, or whether it's bugling or chuckling, I would stay with whatever has been working up till that point to get him to commit to the shot, to get in within bow range. So You get every elk is different. I mean, it is weird that like you can bugle and bugle and bugle sometimes, and an elk won't respond. But if you put a chuckle with it, he'll respond to it or something. So it just scenario to scenario. Everyone's totally different. So, Trent could sell ketchup popsicles to a woman in white gloves. And by the way, we have a website, Matthew Allen Outdoors. It's bornandraisedoutdoors.com. If you go on there right now.
Speaking of that, do you guys want to see something sweet that I just made?
Oh my god!
Oh, I'd love
Is it a
to.
sword?
I went to the warehouse.
This
Sorry,
would be
Trent, but I made a couple. Look at this. Boom.
Can't really
Take
see
that,
it.
Trent.
Well,
Can't see it very well. It's a gray hat with a
Jeez.
born and raised stacked patch. It looks
Yeah,
like
but it's way cooler than anything you own.
serious.
Sorry.
That's-
I gotta
gotta
order
turn
some
off
more
Trent.
throat punch hats for you. I mean, I'm just saying.
I remember the first sales
Look
that
at
you
that.
got at Portland
That's
off of
better.
off of the throat punch hats, Austin.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit like Tommy Boy trying to sell people on that.
Look at that one. Oh,
No, but it's your bull.
Yeah.
It's your bull.
Oh man,
That was fun.
that was a good time. Do you guys use
Yeah.
trail cameras in Oregon? Matt Kelly
made one of
asked,
those
"Do you guys
too.
use
Sorry about your bad luck.
Wow. Yeah. Put that in your pack.
That's my bad. Go ahead.
what, me? Trail
Yeah.
camera?
Anybody. Yeah.
No, I have one in the front yard once in a while, but no, I don't use many trail cameras.
My
Oh.
buddy, where I deer hunt, he uses them and puts them out, and then he sends me pictures of where we in our general vicinity where we deer hunt. And it's cool to see what's going through there. And it's kind of crazy when one year we saw 3 cougars like a week before season. We were seeing a whole bunch of bucks on. And then we just saw 3 cougars, and then we didn't see any deer the week before season. It was great. Just great. Yeah, that was it's cool to see
Kind of
that.
let you know what did it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Trent, how do you do the backcountry hunting training? I am in shape. I am an in shape guy like yourself. I appreciate that, bud.
What the heck?
What do we chop liver?
You
And-
must have a real, like a narrow TV. Go ahead.
and find I got my legs, just want some advice to work towards. So yeah.
I'll tell you what, PBR. What I like to do is 12
Wow.
ounce curls. It really gets your arms in shape.
Do they?
Oh man, no, it was definitely easier when I was cutting timber, as Dad can attest to. As far as when you're out there every single day and hiking around, it definitely a lot easier. But now I do have to work out. I've been working out a lot lately. As far as it's an ongoing deal. It's no fun. I don't have as much fun working out anymore. That's for darn sure. But anyway, just trying to get in shape for this next season. And I just do some hiking of hills. I put some weight in a pack. I go bicycle, stuff like that. So that's all I do. I don't do anything. I also have 2 trainers full time. No, Trevor's got trainers.
Full time.
Yeah, full time.
Well, Steve and I both, we went like in together and got some training a couple times a week and ramped it up right before season with on a treadmill. We put this mask on that took away our oxygen to a certain extent to mimic what it's like at altitude up to, I believe, is like 13 or 14,000 feet, and exercised at that for like up to a half hour each time to try to build up red blood cells, which carry more oxygenated blood. give you more energy, and it definitely helped
Yeah.
for me. And I think Steve would
We
say
kinda-
it helped for him too. So
We kind of do the same thing. You want red blood cells, and I just buy a case of Red Bull and put it in the truck. And, it amps me up right before I have to go.
tomato,
hike,
tomato,
crack it
tomato.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me
Potato,
wings.
potato.
It gives me wings.
Oh, man. No, I did a podcast with a couple guys, Mike and Ryan, and they're starting a whole new kind of to get in shape in the
World.
back. They're starting a training outfit kind of thing.
Whole new world.
Once they get their
No.
stuff and website established, I'll definitely share it with you guys. They have a ton of knowledge on that kind of stuff. So, who is the bully? Laura Marcy says, "Who is the bully?" Hey, Laura,
Trent, easy.
of the boys.
It's definitely Trent.
Tough love.
Oh, everyone goes quiet. Did your phones die?
Would you-
Nah,
I was
Trent,
gonna
Yeah,
say-
that's our mother.
I was going to say
Growing
Wyatt.
yeah.
Could be.
Wyatt's pretty bullyish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, real mean. Look at him.
Just a killer. Just a killer.
Nate again. Which one of the boys killed a bull first?
I would
When
think
was-
probably,
I think I
probably
did.
Trevor didn't you, Trev?
Trevor, probably.
I think so. I was a spike.
Trevor is the oldest. It goes Trevor, then me, and then Austin. If anybody's wondering, more mature.
Yeah, and who was that?
Austin.
Who was that was just dumbfounded the other day? But I'm definitely the most mature. I mean, the oldest.
Yeah, the oldest, but not my.
You're the closest to the grave. The oldest.
And by that you mean the wisest. I get that.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay. Nick Olson says, after seeing everyone side by side, what age did Trevor find out that he was adopted?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, Nick, I love you. Oh, man.
Oh, I love it.
It's because
Love
they haven't
it.
seen my mom.
There you go, right there. Blame that gal right there.
That's what she said.
Good looking one.
Okay. Stephen Mork says, how many times did Pops put the boys in boxing gloves because he was tired of you guys bickering?
You know, actually they
Didn't
got
you-
along. They got along pretty good. Most, I've seen kids beat themselves half to death, but they got along.
Didn't
pretty
Trent
good.
break Austin's arm one time?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
but
did.
he had it. He had it.
Yes, he did.
They got along pretty good.
Threw me off the front porch and then dived on me, body just elbow people's elbow right on me.
Austin,
Yeah,
that was back when that was back in the WWF, not the WWE, buddy.
He doesn't
I
bite
was
hard. There's
four.
always blood on his lips.
Yeah,
Uh,
you said shoe in, okay? Oh, yeah, you said shoe in.
We did throw the flag. You got a 5-yard penalty for that body slam, Austin. It was a legal move, yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Lucy Belwa, why are you having a rug made out of that giant beastie bear you got?
No. It was really expensive to have a rug made. So I'm just gonna have, or Steve's having the skull boiled for me. And I'm gonna get a mount thing and I'm gonna hang it up on my wall probably.
Awesome.
I just got those sausages back, Wyatt. I have some for you.
Are
Okay.
they good?
They're amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Who did those for you?
Dan Draper.
Yeah.
Coos Bay.
He-
It's smoked sausage. It's about 1 inch around, and it has sharp cheddar cheese in it
Cool.
and some jalapenos. It's amazing. So,
Super
it's
good.
Wyatt, do you like jalapenos?
Sometimes.
Okay.
They tear me apart sometimes.
Good. Your dad won't get to eat any then.
No, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. Jesse Gardner. Hey, Jess. Oh, man.
Oh,
Missed you.
yes.
Any suggestions on an entry-level camera for filming? Trevor, you talk about our entry-level camera.
I mean, what we always say is don't let the type of camera or how fancy it is or how expensive it is prevent you from hitting the record button. Whatever it is, if it records video nowadays, use it. And, like an iPhone, for example, you can use your phone, just turn it sideways and hit record. And that'll get you by for a lot of it. I mean, we use our iPhones to get phone scope footage now. And you can buy a few $100 camera and it'll work. It doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Well, the honest part about it, Trevor, is like your iPhone. Trevor took a school loan out. If you haven't listened to this podcast or heard this before, it's a great story. Anyway, took a school loan out to get our first camera. But your iPhone's better than that now. It's better.
Our iPhone is way better than our first several cameras we bought for the first part of Born and Raised, for sure.
Yeah. So bottom line, Austin, camera-wise, give us your best input.
I would go with the X3000, but a phone works. I'm good either way.
Is the X just
right now? If you guys are looking for,
I guarantee
like
there's a camera out there
camera
that is an XP3000. I guarantee it.
Wow.
I might be shooting from the hip, but I know it's there.
Good call.
Oh, look at
to
this.
be precise, we're using the Sony A6500 is what a lot of us
This is
Great.
the future Carhartt of America.
Oh wow!
Great.
Hands down. Are those just new prototypes out there? Not even available to the public.
It's a win it before you can buy it weekend.
Good.
What it is. Okay. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jesse, anything that you can do to film, if you want to film, just get what you can afford. Matt Waldrop, Trent, were you a firefighter? I saw your tattoo. Yeah, I was a firefighter for a few years, actually. I went to fire science school and anyway, went down that path and then long story. I've done some podcasts about it and stuff like that, but got back into cutting trees and then I cut trees up until I did this full time about 3 years ago. So
He was also a ballerina if you watch his hunting videos. And he wore a cape.
Which goes back to that other question. I work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This year he's probably going to wear a tutu.
Okay.
I hope.
Goodness gracious. Trent Seinfender. Good name. Strong name. What type of steel and a knife blade do you look for when purchasing one? That's a good question. That's a great question.
I'm sorry, guys, but it just started pouring down rain on me outside. Where are you
The tribe has spoken.
Hey, chopping up.
guys.
Hey, you're better than that, Austin. Stay in there.
Oh,
Trevor.
I'm hanging in. I'm not scared.
Trevor, knife blade.
Sorry, my earphones are cutting out.
Okay.
Stand by.
Copy. So, Trent, to answer your question, goodness gracious.
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
back.
still here, Trev. Yep.
What's the question?
Knife blades. What kind of knife blade do you look for? You're the one that said it was a good question. How the heck do you not know what it was?
Good gun, bro.
I cut out there for a second.
Austin,
That's
is what it is, bud.
Austin, what are you doing? You look like Mary Poppins.
It's even got the U on it. All right. Who does that these days?
Wow.
Goodness gracious. So as far as Trevor's not answering, as far as knife blade goes, so So we work with Benchmade, and there's a different hardens of steel and that we use. So the altitude that we've used in the past that we gave away those knives, that was S90V. So it's a super, super hard steel. And a lot of the other knives that we use are S30V. They're a softer steel, a little bit easier to dull, but also easier to sharpen as well. So it just get yourself a knife that you can keep a good edge on. I mean, that's the big thing about it is you have to have a sharp knife, and the less that you work, the less you have to push on the knife. I mean, it's just, regular knife 101. So the less you have to sharpen it, the better. The sharper you keep it, the better. So
I would say, as far as one of the most valuable things that I learned with knives and blades and sharpening is to never go too long without just hitting it just a few times.
That's a good point.
And never let that blade get past that happy medium where you can just hit it a couple times and it's back to its razor edge. Because once it gets to that point, then it takes a long time to get the blade back in. So what you'll see us do when you break down an elk, even though it's a brand new blade, factory sharp, we'll touch it up 3 swipes on each side every 5-10 minutes. And that way it stays razor sharp. And we've gone back and forth with the 2 styles, what like Trent said, the S90V and the S30V. This one is S30. Oh,
I hate
Jesus creepers.
I hate you.
Oh, do you want to see the blade, Trent? It's custom. I mean, the
it's
handle.
like a one of none, and obviously, Trevor has it. So
yeah, I liked it a lot. Anyway, but that's my EDC or everyday carry.
Wow.
How come Trevor gets all the good knives, Trent?
Yeah, no,
I'm a collector.
Yeah, he's a collector. Yeah, I gave my knife to the bear hunt winners this last weekend. I don't even have an EDC right now, and Trevor's carrying around probably 3 of them. So that's
Actually, no, I actually gave my knife away to when I was down in Mexico.
I thought I just saw it.
I bought this one.
To the cartel.
You didn't bought that one.
Cartel.
Yeah, let's tell
this one.
Yeah.
No, it's not a good time.
Oh man. Matt Helmick says
Now
my
is
favorite line in a bro video came from Trevor when he killed a spike. The quote is, "He came in looking for his mama, but he found his daddy." Oh my goodness. Oh,
that was a good day.
Yeah. That was a fun video.
I was actually shocked when I watched that video back and you put that part in. I was like, oh
Had to. Oh man. Matt Waldrip says, Trevor, floss and brush in the back country or just brush?
You tell him, Trent.
You should probably do 0 to save weight.
You know exactly what I do.
Oh man, no, Trevor brings the heat when it comes to tooth. Oh my goodness. See, that's what we got going on. Austin, do you have one of those handy, like right in front of you right now?
I
just
burn it
feel like
off,
it's
Trent.
important.
When my teeth get too bad, I just kind of burn them off.
Good call. And then wash it down with some PBR.
And then I wash it down with a little PBR. Yeah.
No, Matt, Trevor brings it all.
I'm sure tooth bacteria is terrified of you, Oz.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Hey, I brush my teeth once a day, just like everybody else. Okay.
Yeah, the bad boy.
Not everybody only brushes once a day. My gosh.
I mean twice.
Yeah. He brushes once a week, just like everybody else, Trevor.
Just like
whether you need to or not, right, Trent?
Sometimes you don't need to. They're too clean.
Most of the time you don't.
Leslie Hollow says, Wyatt, what hunts do you look forward to going on in the future?
I really I want to do an out-of-state rifle hunt pretty bad.
Dad can't afford it.
Well, or I'd like to draw
I'll go with you.
an Oregon
Kidding.
youth the interstate tag. I want to draw that one.
Oh, I want you to draw that so bad.
You and every youth person in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be. Oh man, somebody's got to draw it.
Yeah.
Somebody's gotta do it.
If your dad lets you skip school, you let me know. Why?
Okay.
Let's just
Yeah.
pump the brakes on that, okay?
Pretty
Keep those
Pretty
grades
sure.
up. We got this.
There's no more school anymore. You can do whatever you want.
Austin,
Oh, there's school off.
yeah, way to influence. Nice job, bud. Way to go, Uncle. Yeah, good idea.
Hey, all,
Wow.
it's all I'm saying is
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can't wait till Ford's in school. I'm gonna say, nope. Your dad said it's okay. We can take
Yeah,
a week.
you're fine.
hey, I didn't go to college and check me out. I'm cool.
A lot of people go to college for 8 years.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
Oh my goodness. Okay, one more. Here we go. Karen
You
Hargraves.
know,
Here
I've
we
just
go.
been holding out for a management position.
Yeah. Uncle Eddie.
He hasn't been able
Uncle
to find a job for 6 years. Been holding out for management position.
That is true too. Karen Hargrave
Yeah.
says, "Who decided it, and when did Born and Raised get started?" Trevor, take it away.
2007. Trent and I had a phone conversation about some ideas. Back in the day, we're talking almost 15 years ago, right? You flipped on the outdoor channel, and what it was some guy hunting on a farm, sitting on a tree stand, shooting an animal, and then sitting behind it, telling him about what sponsor helped him kill it and what ranch he was on. And we were just like, man, that's not the way we like visualized hunting and growing up and everything. And so we wanted to try to portray like what real hunting was to us. And so we had a conversation, and that led to calling Cody and on a conference call, and then Ty got involved. And next thing you know, that year I took out a student loan from dental school and spent $3,500 of it on a Canon GL2 camera. And we bought it, learned how to literally turn it on about 2 weeks before season, and went out hunting with it and dedicated ourselves to hunting the entire year of 2007 September. And I remember we did not have any luck for the first 3 weeks.
It was
And
tough.
then I believe it was the last week of season, day 20 something out of a 30-day season, we killed one on a Monday evening. I believe Cody killed that one, and it was a big moment for us. And then season ended that following Sunday, so we killed one Monday. We had a couple days where we didn't have any luck, and then we killed one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ty killed one Friday, and then Trent killed one Saturday, and then I killed one Sunday or something like that. So, and that's how it started.
Tagged out.
And we were tagged out, and that's where Tagged Out was born. That's where the DVD came from. And that's where, when you see the shirts and hats that we have that say Tagged Out, that was the inspiration for that. And that's kind of how Born and Raised was birthed. We learned in the mountains on how to film. Cody figured out how to edit, and then he passed down all those things to Trent for editing. And we've literally just kind of worked at it, and that's what's brought us to 2020.
That's awesome.
So it was cool.
Absolutely. All right. Last one. This is a great one too. Brandon Harstock says, yeah, Brandon Hardstock. Sorry. Anyway, he says, Daryl, you did a fine job with these boys. Question for Dad. What is the biggest change in hunting equipment, beneficial or not, that has changed over the years?
Oh, man. There's several.
The
I would
bows are
say-
way better.
I would say
Range
boot. Those crispy boots are one that if your feet hurt, you're miserable.
Yep.
Packs. I mean, I could name 3 or 4.
Well, when we first started, 40-yard shot with your bows was a really long shot, right? And I remember you guys had those metal pins.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
have like 2 or 3
No
pins,
lead off.
metal pins,
Your dad's first bow didn't even have any lead on
Yeah.
its compound.
like a cannon.
Yeah. Trying to hold that thing back.
I shot
Yeah.
the first compound I had. I shot it without any release for probably 4 years. I just used a finger tab, and when I started to go to a release, it was almost like you're cheating, you know.
When I first started, I shot a release with no sights, with no pins.
Yeah.
Instinctive. So I was exactly backwards from that.
I felt like I could even, it didn't really make much difference on the sights, but over time, judging distance, the sights help. But I mean, if you shot instinctive enough that you just pulled up and just held her and let her fly, you know.
Yeah.
Copy. So, I mean, go ahead.
Just got to shoot a lot for the instinctive to be second nature.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the answer to the question is everything has changed so much over the years, whether it be from your footwear clear to the bow that you're using, clear to the camo that you're wearing, as far as fabric wise, to the pack that I mean, everything's changed so much. But at the end of the day, you still got to get the animal dead.
And the end of the day, you don't need all that expensive stuff. If you get out there and practice with something and you feel confident and you shoot a good group, you don't have to spend $1,000. I mean, I just soon you get out there, just go.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's a good call.
Absolutely. Well, we've been hitting this for an hour now. Closing statements. I'll let's start with Trevor.
I'm the best looking in the family.
Okay. All right. Let's move right on. Let's move right on from that. Austin.
Wow.
Austin. Wow.
I don't even know how to follow that.
Yeah.
That's why I went for it. I looked at my hair and I'm like, that looks like vanilla ice.
Okay. If
I
that's
got
what you
my
want to
first
hang your hat
haircut.
on, if that's where you hang your hat, that's it. Yep. That's pretty sad. Austin, go
my
ahead.
wife says my wife says I have a great personality, so get some of that. All right.
Go to washing machine.
So do I.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Hey,
geez.
Austin, your turn. Go ahead. What do you want to say to Throat Punch Nation and anybody that's watching?
You know, maybe I get back out there. Maybe I'll throw it up there. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about hitting it hard, just trying it again and making some videos. And I'm living here on the lake right now, and we're kind of doing a garden and trying to kind of do the little self-sufficient thing a little bit, maybe. So I don't know. We might.
You gonna
make
go
something-
solar?
It's a huge
No,
industry.
I mean, we have
Huge
power.
industry.
We have power, but
Oh, gotcha.
we
Oh yeah.
just
We need
we're
satellite, Trevor. Come on.
come on.
We're trying to be self-sufficient.
I won't
Of
take-
course, we need our 300 channels.
Hey, Trevor, I won't take a job unless I can watch Netflix when I'm there. Okay, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, just like, where's the cardboard for me to hang in the windows of this thing?
Yeah. Hey, ask an operator out there. Everyone's gonna say the same thing. I'm not the bad guy. All right.
Don't kill the messenger. No.
Yeah. Don't do it. No.
Oh.
Copy that. I just want to say that it's been so awesome to get all of us in the same place at the same time. It's been a pretty special moment for me, definitely. But Dad, I'd love it if you ended this off with just some words and stuff like that to cap this thing off. I would really appreciate it.
Well, Trent, I was told by a couple real reliable sources I look a lot like Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
No,
You can't fault
if
them
I
for
had-
that.
Yeah.
if I had a couple real strong words, everyone it's some trying times right now, and you just got to hang in there and keep the faith. I think that's the main thing is don't give up. God's always out there. He's knocking on that door, and sometimes you can't hear him unless you really listen. And that's probably all I can say about that.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This has been another memorable one. So I just really appreciate everybody weighing in with their questions. And thanks, brothers and Dad. Love you guys. And
All right.
we'll see you later.
Love
Good
you
night.
guys. Bye.